Hi, I am Jordan, and I'm doing the counseling session with Philip. Hi, Philip. How are you today?
Doing all right.
That's good. That's good. Just go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself and what's bringing you into counseling today.
Um, just dealing with a lot of stuff when it comes to transitioning in my life. For the longest time, I was living with my grandmother, but now for the first time in a really long time, I'm actually living by myself, just me and my puppy. So,
Oh, you have puppies. I love puppies.
yep, yep, I got a puppy. Her name is Cloud, and she's a husky pit bull mix. So yeah, it's been a really interesting time in my life. Things have just been changing a lot. Just got out of a bad relationship, so it's just been a lot of
Sorry.
it's been a lot of changes.
Okay, okay. Tell me about your grandmother, your relationship with her.
The relationship with my grandmother is really complex since my grandmother is kind of like a second mom to me, but unlike my actual mom, she's just the way she goes about things is very different. Um, she's very blunt, doesn't really tell me what I want to hear, but rather what I need to hear. So sometimes me and her go back and forth because she just says it how it is. So it's
And
it's been something interesting to deal with.
okay, okay. And so your grandmother, second mother, I definitely understand that. Definitely
Mhm.
feel that when it comes to grandmother love, blunt, tough love.
Yep.
Um, is your mother the opposite?
Uh yeah, my mom is very much what's the best word to describe her? She's like very much a mother in the whole sense. Like even all my friends have called her mom in the past. So yeah, she's just very sweet, very kind, very caring. Just goes above and beyond for the people that she cares about. And so that's one of the things I've been dealing with lately is that ever since she's moved, it's kind of been a big transition for me because I miss having her around.
So initially, when she moved, what were kind of your thoughts and your feelings around that?
It was really hard. It was really difficult. I didn't feel abandoned or anything, but I felt like I had lost like something really significant in my life because we had been so used to living together and so used to just always having each other and being able to support each other. So while I still have family here that looks out for me, of course, it just doesn't compare to how, me and my mom are.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that it's been so difficult. Have you does your grandma know how you feel about this?
No, she can be really hard to talk to about these things. She comes from, the old school. She was part of the civil rights movement, like in all those marches. So the way that she views things and views life is just very different than what I've kind of gone through. And sometimes she could be really negative too. That's one of the hardest things I would say when it comes to being around her is I love her. I love being around her most of the time, but there just comes a certain point where she can get really negative, not only about herself and her situation, but about other people. And since I'm a very upfront and honest person, I just don't like when other people talk behind people's backs. So,
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Um, so speaking of, transition, since your mom made a transition and but you also made a transition. What was it like moving, out from grandma and now living by yourself?
Freeing. I feel much more free. I feel way more responsible just as, a man, or just a young man, just trying to kind of set things up for myself. Having my own place means that a lot of the things that need to get done, it's only on me. Whereas, in the past, like, mom and grandma types, they don't want you touching their kitchen. They don't want you going anywhere near the laundry, that type of deal. So I would say it's been very freeing to be able to kind of do my own thing and not really have to be stuck on anyone else's schedule.
Okay, so I'm hearing very positive things, freeing. That's a good word. Like I love that word. Like I feel like a lot of things in life, can kind of bring you down. You talk about, I understand the old school grandma. My grandmother is the same way. You're not gonna touch it. You're not what you doing? I'm
Yeah.
gonna get the spoon. Like I get it, and I get how that generation is a little bit more negative, more hard to talk to.
Mhm.
So now that you have this freeing feeling, I think that's a good thing for you. So you have this freeing feeling, you're out on your own now. So where's the issue in the transition? Is it just because your mom isn't around, or is there more to it?
I think it just kind of has to do with I'm still not quite where I want to be. Even though I live by myself and I'm responsible for myself, there's a lot of areas of my life that I want to improve on. Working out, being a better person, being a one of the things I really want one day is a family. And now that I'm trying to be a counselor, like, that's just going to be really important that I stay focused and make sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do. So I think it's just been hard, just kind of getting ready for the next stage of life. Like I'm no longer a kid anymore. So it's time to get stuff done.
You know, I definitely I understand that. Um, life is hard out here.
Yep.
It is hard out here. And I understand, kind of feeling like you look around, we're at that age you're thinking of, you see kids, you see people getting married, like all your friends get married on Facebook.
Yep.
Someone just had a baby, and you're like, dang, we doing this? We
Yeah.
doing this already? And then, you gotta prepare for that. And I definitely understand that. And I can see how that can make you nervous or scared,
Yeah.
even,
Mhm.
especially since this is a new chapter in
Yep.
your life now that you are by yourself, you and Cloud. So, um, how do you deal with, those thoughts, those feelings that, I'm not where I am. Like I gotta stay on this because if I don't, I'm not gonna be where I want to be.
Yeah, the good thing is that I have a good support system around me. My cousin Isaiah, he's really more like a little brother to me. And sometime around last year, we decided to start a business together. And so we've been working on that for like the last year. So he's been a person like I know I could really trust. And oftentimes when I'm kind of feeling down or anything, I just talk to him and his girlfriend, and I feel a lot better because I don't feel like I'm going crazy. Like they hear the situations I go through, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not the only one going through this stuff. So yeah, definitely glad to have him, and also my older cousin Jason, which yet again more like a older brother. Me and him have been inseparable since birth. We're only 6 months apart, and we're just inseparable. So having him around has been great too, because while he might not give the most technical advice or anything like that, he just gives me the advice that I need to hear. Like he just looks out for me no matter what. So I appreciate having those people in my life.
That's good. That's good. I think, it's good that you have a nice support system, even, outside your family, because I know you said your mom was very supportive.
Yep.
Um, and so I'm glad you have, you know, people outside of your family that are there for you. Especially because I think maybe sometimes it's a little bit easier to express our feelings to someone that isn't a parent.
Yep.
I don't know, let's say, I be
Yeah.
yapping it up with my friends when it comes to my feelings, but I'm not the same with my parents. So I'm really glad you have that support system to help you get through this time in your life. Um, so is there anything else? Oh, you mentioned you just got a relationship.
Mhm.
Um, how long was that? What happened? What
Yeah. So I was with her for about a year, and the beginning of the relationship was just great. No problems, no issues. We got along really great. Um, where a lot of the issues started to arise was when I started going to family events with her. And with the whole dynamic of us being an interracial couple, it's not that her family was racist or anything. It was just more so that they just had a completely different culture than what I was used to. And
mm,
because of the way that she was raised and just kind of the type of person she just really wasn't willing to compromise on a lot of different things. So it came down to me being willing to compromise on a lot of things, but she just wouldn't budge on anything. And eventually it led to, I wouldn't really say resentment, but it led to us kind of butting heads a lot and not seeing eye to eye on a lot of things.
okay. Was it how did you feel when, you guys are a couple and yes, y'all cultures are very different and you're compromising, but she's not. Like how are you feeling about all that?
Yeah, I felt betrayed. I felt not heard in a lot of situations.
Hmm.
When I brought up one time how our communication wasn't as great anymore, she got like really defensive and basically was telling me to stop being a baby and stuff like that. It was just really toxic. So I didn't I felt really betrayed. That was the biggest feeling I got.
It's, I'm really sorry about that. I can understand how, you meet someone and in the beginning it's great, it's wonderful, it's butterflies, it's everything. And you it's supposed to be a team, you
Yep.
know, a give and take kind of thing. And it's not that. And it turns into something that you never thought it was
Yep.
gonna be. And I'm so betrayed. I'm so sorry that you feel betrayed. That's a strong word,
Yeah.
but I could definitely understand how you could feel that because that was someone who I'm assuming you loved
Yeah.
and you thought they would have your back and they would be there for you, but all they did was kind of be very negative when you voiced, your thoughts,
Yep.
your concerns. And
Mhm.
you deserve to be heard.
Yep.
You have a voice and you have feelings, and that wasn't cool. Um, do you think kind of in that scenario did that kind of remind you like like how you try to talk to your grandmother about something, she kind of just
Doesn't
did,
listen.
yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't listen kind of.
Yeah. That was one thing I noticed is that you know, it felt like with her, I didn't feel comfortable bringing up certain things because she would either get offended or whatever the case may be. So I feel like just that was like a really underlying problem between us is that she just didn't really leave a lot of space for me to express my issues. But whenever it was her issues, it was always about her and me compensating for her problems. That's yeah, definitely something that's a kind of link between her and my grandmother.
Do you do you have anything like unresolved feelings, like maybe something you wish you could have said that you haven't said yet?
Yeah, the biggest thing was especially with the breakup, the way it was handled. She literally just called me instead of waiting till we met up in person. And she honestly kind of manipulated me too because we had planned to hang out that weekend. And she just waited until the time that she knew I was going to go to her house and just called me and broke up. So I think one of the biggest things that really sucked is that I never really got to express how I felt about the whole situation. That day, I wanted to work with her on how we could kind of resolve the issue, but she just wasn't open to it at all. So the biggest thing I just wanted to say was that she was being selfish, but you know, obviously I won't ever be able to let her know that. So
I mean, if you could say something to her right now with the thing that's really been on your chest, that's really just itching at the back of your mind to just let out, what would that be?
Um, that I thought that what we had was going to be special. I thought we were in it in the long run. And when she gave up that easily, it felt like kind of an attack on me because of the fact that like she just wasn't willing to work with me at all. And I just feel like we never got a chance to truly talk about our issues, and she just kind of gave up before there was even a chance to work on anything.
Does it do you feel, I'm not gonna say over it because there's no way you're over it just by talking, but do you feel some a little bit off your shoulders a little bit just by kind of just voicing out loud, kind of.
Yeah, for sure. That's been the good thing is that because I have my support system, I've been able to talk about it candidly and not feel like pressure to just get over it right away. So I'm glad I've been able to talk about it because it's helped me kind of slowly but surely get over it and just realize that, even though I wanted it to work, it just might have not been the right thing for me.
That's good. That's good. I think from everything that I've heard today, um, you're in the transition in your life right now. You've had a couple hard times,
Yeah.
the relationship, you're betrayed and you have all these unresolved feelings and of course we're sad and we're mad and you're also dealing with your mother moving and someone who was a big part of your support system is not as close as they always were. And the other support system that you have, you can't always talk to
Yeah.
like that. So you can't always, it's hard. I mean, yes, of course you have, your friends. and your cousins and, just your overall goals in life. I know you still have, some feelings about some things that have been going on in your life. And I think it's good to continue to talk about that. I know it might be hard to talk to some people, but I think it's good to continue to talk to people that you have talked to. Maybe, not gonna say now, but maybe just consider when you're ready, maybe reaching out to your grandmother. Maybe there's some things about, how you would wish you could talk to her, maybe just kind of voice how you're feeling when you're ready.
Mm,
Maybe that might, because of course you can talk to your friends, but it's not really going to be the same as talking to that person.
yeah,
Um, and then if you want to reach out to a relationship, even if it doesn't go how you want, just, it might be open for you to kind of get that off your chest. And maybe she feels the same way. Maybe, she felt there were some things she wished she could have said or she could apologize for or she could talk through. And I think that might be good
yeah,
just to kind of be able to move on from that,
mm,
knowing that everything was said that needed to be said.
right.
Um, so yeah, I think this was great.